Okay, welcome everyone to the February 17th meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in reciting the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my right is our Vice President, Jeff Benton. To my left, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, Tracy Davies, our Administrator, and our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, and our clerks, Sarah DeNovo and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 22-94, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held February 10th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 22-94. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment this morning. Resolution number 22-95, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants and batch numbers CMA PR 0216, memo transfers and batch numbers MTA PR 0216, and procurement card payments and batch numbers PCA PR 0216.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 22-95. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-96, in the matter of extending the filing dates for the filing of plans, reports, and schedules for the Watson Ford number 25 Drainage Improvement Petition Project, the Villas at Maple Creek Drainage Improvement Petition Project, and the Hoover number 61 Drainage Improvement Petition Project.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 22-96. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-97, in the matter of approving amendment number 4 to the professional services agreement with M&A Architects for the renovation of the Bixby campus for county facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. This amendment to M&A's contract, I think, actually dates back to prior to our original bidding of the project, includes updates to the plans, additional services for value engineering once we got Gil Bain on board, and updates to the construction cost, recommending approval.
Okay. Any discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 22-97. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-98, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with Quality Masonry Company Incorporated for the removal and replacement of the roof on the cupola of the County Historic Courthouse.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
As mentioned, this is to replace or repair the copper roof on the cupola of the historic courthouse. When we did the renovations, we really didn't do anything with the exterior of the building, especially the roofs and stuff. So this is to address that. And
Will it look about the same?
yeah, it'll work about the same. It'll be a new copper roof. So,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
It's just the little cupola which Lady Justice sits on.
Okay, good. Lady Justice will still be there.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. We'd not want to move her.
No.
Yeah. Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 22-98. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-99, in the matter of declaring personal property obsolete, unfit, or not needed for public use in the intent of selling such property via internet auction or disposal of property of no value.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We have a list of some more vehicles we've gotten prepared to be sold on Gov Deals. Recommend approval.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 22-99. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-100, in the matter of approving amendment number 1 to the services agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Property Works LLC for snow removal services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This amendment will increase the not-to-exceed limits on the contract. We're approaching the end of the 2-year contract. When we bid this out, obviously, we bid it on a unit per service basis, so we just estimated the not-to-exceed. This was 2 years ago. We were coming off a couple of really light winters. So we didn't have as many applications of salt and so forth. Last 2 winters have been a lot more, about twice as many times they've gone out. It is a new contract, so it is additional expense. I just underestimated the not to exceed amount.
You recognize there will be no more snow this year.
I hope, so hopefully, like I say, it's a pretty large increase just to cover any little snows we may get to between now and the official springtime.
Vote?
Vote on motion 22-100. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you, Jen.
Resolution number 22-101, in the matter of approving supplemental appropriations for economic development.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Daly, Economic Development Specialist. This is an appropriation to set the grant funds for ERA 2 in place so that we can move forward with preparing and administering that program with United Way. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, yeah, very important. Vote?
Vote on motion 22-101. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Resolution number 22-102, in the matter of authorizing the purchase of equipment for the county engineer's office.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lee Bodnar with the Engineer's Office. What you are viewing for your consideration is the approval for the purchase of a 2022 Dodge Ram 5500 chassis that is built out with a bucket lift unit and also a chipper box on the back bed. This will allow our department to get into areas that we've walked into or climbed or couldn't get into when it comes to tree trimming and tree removal. We also have a tree trimming contract with contractors for tree removal and trimming. This should help reduce the cost geared toward that effort and allow our team to be able to facilitate that in a quicker manner and also more efficient manner.
Okay. Question? Vote?
Vote on motion 22-102. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Resolution number 22-103, in the matter of approving a permit for use of Delaware County facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. We have before you a facilities use permit. It's from OSU Extension. It's for the Car Teens program. I just want to thank Eric and the folks in the OSU Extension office. It's been a bit of an ordeal with this permit because we had to go through the legal department at Ohio State University as well for them to approve the agreement that we have here. But we have finally arrived at that conclusion, and we recommend your approval.
Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 22-103. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That brings us to administrative reports.
Good morning. Nothing additional to report this morning.
And I have nothing either.
Okay. Yeah, we're all here. Commissioner Merrill?
I have a couple items. First of all, we had our course of board meeting last Friday and went for about 3 hours, but we got through a number of issues, and there will be a couple things they're going to be talking to Don you about regarding insurance maximums. There's going to be likely be a premium above, I think it's $7 million, and I think you may already know a little bit about that. So, but that's be forthcoming, and then we'll have to have some recommendation from you. CCO board meeting is this Friday, so I'll be at that as well. And I'll beat you guys to the punch. State of the Cities today for Delaware City. So I believe I think we're all attending that. So, and then land banks this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to try to eliminate so you don't have anything to talk about today.
You won't.
Oh, okay.
You're not close enough to see my list.
So with that, I'm done.
Commissioner Merrill?
Following up on the land bank meeting, there are a couple important things there. The demolition grant program should receive approval to move forward and submit to the state. We've got, I think, let's see, Powell has one, Scioto Township has one, Sunbury has 2 properties, and Delaware City has 2 properties. So there will be a number of properties that get submitted for grants, and hopefully, we'll get the 500,000 covered, or at least most of it, and get some blighted properties taken care of. So that's really good. got the Central Ohio Youth Center.
And I thought I should have mentioned that because I forgot.
Yeah, we got the Central Ohio Youth Center board meeting this afternoon, and the board is adding a very distinguished member of this meeting, and that's Commissioner Merrill is joining the board.
Oh,
So.
I see, oh.
No sarcasm in that
Very
statement.
No,
Okay.
whatsoever.
I think you need another committee to serve on, so this is good.
That's right. So anyway, that Logan County was added, just refresher, Logan County was added to the Central Ohio Youth
that's
Center group, and we expanded the board members by 2, and Commissioner Merrill graciously agreed to be one of the 2 additional members. Was on a MORPC panel last Thursday where we talked about Intel. Kenny McDonald from the Columbus Partnership was the lead speaker, and he spoke about Intel and the impact and so on. It's just going to be huge. The New Albany mayor or city administrator, city manager was there, and he talked about New Albany and the changes it's going to mean for that that community, which are huge. So again, very, very interesting. Been talking to a lot of people around the county and in Columbus, trying to work on preparing plans, long-range plans. How do we, what do we do, with this huge announcement, and what's it going to mean for Delaware County? Was at a Harlem Township trustee meeting last night, and they're very much aware of it, very much focused on it. They want to talk to our economic development department about maybe working on a long-range strategic plan, because they know changes are coming.
Yes.
There's not universal embracing of those changes. There is some resistance naturally, but it is coming. So they are working on trying to get a group together to do some more long-range plans, because they're really close to this site.
Oh, they sure
and
are.
they are going to be right in the middle of it. Let's see. Talked to Carla Herron, because I think most people are aware that there's a real possibility we could have 2 primaries this spring. She's obviously very concerned about having 2 primaries. It'd be very expensive. It'd be logistically difficult. You could have overlapping primary. The early voting. People could vote. As a Democrat in one primary, as a Republican in another, and how do you monitor that?
Or should you be able to do that?
Should you be able to do that? Very good question.
If you voted in the first primary, should you be required to vote the same in the second primary?
Right.
Those are questions that the state has to answer if they have 2 primaries, and
Right.
so
the redistricting, the next submission is due, I think, next week. I think they have 10 days or something like that. So
I think it is next week, yeah.
so I don't know where that's going, obviously, but we'd really like to avoid 2 primaries, obviously, for a whole bunch of reasons.
and who pays for the second primary?
Good question. Good question.
Did she mention a date in which, probably yesterday, in which she needs to know?
They need guidance. They
Yeah,
just don't know.
yeah.
The hope is it'll be 1 primary,
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
so.
But anyway, and then
I sure hope so.
MORPC submitted its comprehensive comprehensive economic development strategy document to the U.S. Economic Development Department. And they hope to get this regional designation to be a SEDS, I think is what they call it. But anyway, it enables MORPC and the regional organizations to access more grants, more programs, get more support, et cetera. So MORPC is very excited about it. I'm not really sure what it all means, but it sounds like it could be a really good thing to be designated, receive this EDD designation. Economic Development District is what it stands for. So anyway, could open up some avenues for some grants and programs and so on. That's all I got.
Okay, is that all?
That's it.
Okay, all right. We do have need for executive, is that right?
We do.
I want to add one item, appointment to executive. I believe I can do that.
Yeah.
Our attorney's hidden behind the post. I see.
Resolution number 22-104, in the matter of adjourning to executive session for the consideration of appointment of a public employee or public official, and in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual for pending or imminent litigation.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 22-104. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We're now recessed into executive session.